Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be covering a range of subjects relating to drones, and this video is mainly aimed at new flyers or them that are thinking of buying the first drone. I will be talking about a number of points such as commonly asked questions and giving advice that some people may be afraid to ask in forums and online groups. As ever, I encourage people to leave comments, questions and offer opinions and suggestions, and I reply to all comments. I promise you won't get any judgment from me. There are no stupid questions. Anyhow, I can't fit everything into this video without droning on for far too long, pardon the pun, so I'll try to cover as much as I can, and please let me know what you like to see in any future videos. For now, I'm going to cover a few things, jumping straight into accessories. These are the things I've personally bought, and of course they are just suggestions. I've included pop-ups and more information and links right through every category. There will also be a crossover with tips and tricks. As always, I've added chapters, so if you want to, you can scrub through the video to the bits you're interested in, although each section does cross over quite a lot. So let's get into it. The first accessory I'm going to mention is the landing pad. Now it's entirely up to you which one you decide to go for, if you do. I like this one because it's got quite a bit of weight to it. It's got a bag to wrap it up in, and you don't need to peg it down. I'll put links as ever on the thing. So that's the one I've gone for. I find it very good. The second accessory I'm going to recommend is a lanyard. There's several uses for this. The first one will be if you sling it on over your neck and you're walking along, your hands free then to do whatever, and that would also mean if you need to change batteries or filters. This is the DJI one. Of course, again, it's your choice. Another handy accessory, if you have the RC2, is the Sunshade. This is also very helpful to protect the screen. I've not got it on at the moment because the weather's not really sunny. There I've put a little sticker on antennas just to remind me to put the antennas up because you don't see them the same. Next item I would recommend is some card readers. These are both the same, green ones. Very quick transfer speed, very handy for transferring your images over to your mobile device, the USB-C, and you can put in a micro SD card or a full-size SD card. Really good. And that brings me on nicely, after mentioning labels, one of my favourite purchases was this cheap label printer, ideal for your flyer ID, operator ID, things like batteries. You can also do QR codes for if your drone is found. You say it's not an expensive bit of kit at all, but very, very handy. Next up is the fast charger. This one, 30 watt, which is just enough to charge your batteries. No point getting a 60 or 100. They will charge at 30. If you get anything higher, it's going to be lost on it. Onto memory cards. Personally, I prefer the SanDisk Extreme Pro, and I do tend to go also for 128 gigabytes. That way, if they do get corrupted, you've not lost too much. And rather than buying one at 256 or 512, the more you've got, the more you can swap them around. And there it is a bit closer up. The next item I want to talk about are these pair of microphones that I bought. They're called lavalier or lavalier microphones. They come in a pack of 2 with a receiver. So the receiver via the USB-C connection plugs straight into your RC2. Pull the screen down, and then you have the record screen option, so then you will have a recording of your drone flight. Very handy if, like this, you're making videos. Another thing I would recommend are a spare set of control levers. as you know, if you're out and about and you're going to stow them away in the back of the remote, they can be quite fiddly and you can drop them trying to get them into these tight little spaces there. So yeah, I would definitely recommend some of them for the few pound that they cost, unless of course you've got the Sunshade, and that will just go over the top of them and you'll never need to take them out. That brings me on nicely to the subject of some tips and tricks for the RC. So I always keep a memory card in there. Several reasons for that. You've always got a backup if your other one goes down, gets corrupted, and also for your screen recordings. But also you can record offline maps, where if you have the other remote control, the RCN3, you do that via your mobile phone. But having the RC2 frees up your mobile phone, so if you want to be in touch with air traffic control, for example, you can still use that. What I do with my phone is have it on as a hotspot, so the RC then does access the maps from your phone. Also the memory card, a bit of a quirky one this. So if you swipe down from the top, we go into your memory card, and any videos that you've got on there, for example an AC/DC one that I've got on there, you can play that if you're sat bored. What reason that would be, I don't know, but so yeah, there are a few uses there. And also if you want to get the memory card out, another quick tip for you, the gimbal cover here works perfectly. The little nozzle there, stick it in the slot, pops out. You can do the same to stick it in again as well, so that's quite a handy little tip. My next tip would be to replace the screwdriver that you get with the drone or the spare set of props immediately. I bought a set for, I can't remember, £7 or £8 off Amazon. Here's the one that I use. They come in different sizes. It's just a little bit more robust, so that's a PH0. And when you get them in the screws, excuse me a minute, they are just they sit a lot firmer in there than the other ones. You can see there, pretty good fit. Just another tip on that, if you didn't know, on the arm of the drone you've got a little groove there, if you can see that on the video, and the corresponding groove on the props. So that makes sure that you put them on the right leg of the drone or arm of the drone. These ones don't have that little notch or the notch on the leg, just to make sure that it flies perfectly if you do replace the rotors on it. The last section of my video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about apps. So what apps do I use? What would I recommend? The DJI Fly App, if you're on Apple, I believe it's on the Apple Store. Of course Android it isn't, so you have to go onto DJI's own website to download that one. Then there is Drone Assist. That's where you can check where it's legal to fly. Of course, if you go abroad, or other countries will have different rules, make sure to try and download their version, like NRA is Spain, for example, just so you can see if it's safe to fly. You can always put in an application to air traffic control. I live in the middle of 3 no-fly zones or flight restricted zones. Also, you can use Drone Assist to let other drone users or any other operator know that you are around there, just by logging your flight there. And then I have Drone Weather. I used to use UAV Forecast, but that is now a subscription only. So I now use Drone Weather. That's to check for the wind speed, the KP index, which is the geomagnetic interference, see how many satellites, and the longer term forecast if you're planning on going out the next day, for example. So yeah, I think this is quite decent. It's not just a case of looking out of the window. It gives you a lot more information in the app. And Air Portal I use, as I mentioned, I'm in a FRZ, a flight restricted zone, so I use Air Portal, which is what the airport nearby prefers you to use. So that is, you have to register your drone, your flyer ID, etc., and then it's very easy after that. You just put in an application. They usually ask for 3 days before, but some of them are quite good. The one where I live is very good, so it's just a case of putting all your details in, telling them where you want to fly, how high you want to go, and all the other details. And then when it gets approved, you ring them up on the time of your flight, tell them you're going to be taking a drone up to 300 feet, 400 feet. They will say, well, can you drop it to 200? You know, they may come back with something like that. And it's quite an easy process once you've signed up for it. Of course, again, any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Another app I use is Flight Radar. That's not a necessity, it's just for general interest really, for myself, just to see how busy it is with aircraft in the vicinity. If you're ever in, say, the Lake Districts, for example, where the RAF do test flights of their fighter jets, etc., it might be worth ringing up the RAF. There is a number that you can phone just to let them know that you're there. Just be aware always of other aircraft that can be in the area. The last app I would recommend is one called Air Data. Now that is free to sign up and you get 100 flights before you have to pay a subscription on it. Now that is brilliant, that. So again, you put in your DJI account details, and each time you've flown, it will upload all of the flight data to that website, and it really is good. You can actually watch a video of where you've flown. You'll see what inputs you've made onto the joysticks. It really does have a lot of information in there, and also any warnings that you've encountered, high wind, etc. It's very handy. That's all from me. If you enjoyed the video, please think about subscribing, liking and pressing the bell to get more videos when they appear online. My name's Karl Conlon-Parr. You will also find me by typing in Karpinski65. Thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate any comments, and till next time, goodbye.